When I was 19, I ran a car detailing company. I'm going to tell you about my experiences running such a business, and maybe it could help inspire you to run a business as well. So, back in 2018, I was just some random boy studying in his second year of industrial engineering in college. And life was good. I saved up enough to buy my dream car at the time, a 2007 BMW 5 Series. Americans might laugh at me for having that as a dream car, but living in a remote part of the Netherlands at age 19, that is quite a good car to be able to afford. I mean, I paid €140 per month just in road tax for the thing. Man, that thing was expensive. I wasted a lot of money on that car. Meanwhile, a member of my family asked me to help with the car detailing business after the original partner he worked with turned out to be, let's just say, he was not fit for the company. But that is for another video. Me being a stupid 19-year-old, I thought, sure, let me leave my paid college course and run a startup instead. Without stable income and without any knowledge. Eventually, I did choose to drop out of college and join in the business, where I quickly realized I was pretty much left on my own to save a financially failing venture. Because what happened in the time the other partner was running the company was the fact that he took on a lot of liabilities without having the revenue to back it up. The building was way too big for the few amount of clients that we had, and there were too many unpaid invoices for materials we did not need. We had multiple €300 chairs. Who pays €300 for chairs? Who needs those? This then was a case of focusing on the wrong thing. Instead of focusing on how to earn money, there was too much focus on spending money first, which in a starting business is not good. My family member, or the other partner in this story, had no knowledge on car detailing or this kind of business in general. I was left alone to run the whole company, while he acted more as a shareholder. To be honest, I myself only knew a little bit about car detailing when I started, and I learned it on the go, which my clients luckily never realized, because man, I was not good at it in the beginning. I did learn it though, and I think I can say that I'm a pretty good car detailer at this point. But that did not matter. What mattered was I needed clients, fast. Because we only received one car every 2 weeks at that point, which, if you do some math wizardry, at €100 per car did not pay the €3,000 a month rent that we paid. Let alone all the materials like the polishing pads, polishing paste, towels, shampoo, things like that. So, how did I get new clients for the business? Good old-fashioned cold acquisition. Because I live in a remote part of the Netherlands, a lot of the people I was dealing with were older people who still had the old mentality of doing business. Cold calling and cold emailing just did not work for me at all. It might work for you if you live somewhere else, but in my experience, in my business, in that very situation, it just did not work. I got nowhere with it. So instead, I set out to visit every car dealership that was near me. I offered them the first car for free, and then €100 per car after that, or €120 for vans. We focused on the B2B service, where cars would come in from auction. We cleaned and detailed them in our business, and then we would deliver them to the client, making sure the car is in the showroom, clean and looking brand new before we left. Then came the next problem. I was spending so much time dealing with clients that I had less time to actually detail the cars, which was not a problem in the beginning when you get only 1 or 2 cars in a week, but became a problem once we had more than 2 cars a day. That's when I brought in my best friend to help me. He would do the majority of the detailing while I did the business part of the venture. And it worked. But once the ball starts rolling, you cannot stop it. We were suddenly bombarded with potential clients, but we did not have the means to facilitate all of them. Finding employees was hard because people just seemed to not want to do this kind of work. It was hard at the time, and it's still hard now because a lot of businesses are struggling in the Netherlands to find good employees that are willing to work for them. But suddenly something happened that I could only describe as a miracle. Just 10 minutes away from my business, another car detailing business shut down, leaving 2 of their experienced staff behind, unemployed. These people were a Bulgarian couple and they moved all the way from Bulgaria to the Netherlands to work for this guy. They worked there for a year and then the business closed, which is a shame. I did not speak a lot of Bulgarian at the time and they spoke some English, but at the time I had a Bulgarian girlfriend and she was willing to talk to them and get to know them. Eventually I hired both of them because it was a great chance for me to get 2 experienced detailers extra for my business. Now I had 3 employees and multiple cars a day. The operation grew bigger and bigger and eventually we had to move to a bigger warehouse because it got to the point that we could not store the amount of cars inside overnight. 5 cars would be parked outside without license plates and registration, something the insurance company would not be happy with looking back. We chose to move to a bigger building and that's where the company still exists until this day. I think they do around 7 to 8 cars a day at the moment. So, how was my personal experience doing all of this? Stressful, that's the way to describe it. But, jokes aside, a lot of people are scared of starting or running a business, and I was the same in the beginning. I was 19. But when I look back, the experience that I got from it is worth to me more than any degree that I have. And I would recommend anyone with a good business idea to just go for it. Because the right moment will never come. The planets will never align, whatever. I started with a handicap of not knowing what to do, not knowing the business, not knowing the market that I was in. And I was still able to make a profit from it. Would I have done things differently looking back? Yeah. I was a 19-year-old with 19-year-old problems. Sometimes I was lazy, I did not have any experience for a lot of time. And a lot of times I just did not have the knowledge I needed to do something. But do not let that stop you. Because if I can prove to myself that I can build a well-running business without knowledge to start with, I'm sure you can too. After the company became a good running business, my Bulgarian employees were interested in taking over the company. I wanted to continue my studies at this point, which I dropped out from again. So we came to an agreement and we sold the company to them. And it is doing great to this day. Thanks for watching and until next time.